And sometimes you don't want to live with a man because you just don't want to. You just don't want to share a space with a man. You don't want to come home to a man in the house every day. You don't want to share a room with a man, a bathroom with a man, a kitchen with a man. You just don't want to. Sometimes women think because they get in a relationship or they're married, they have to give up their autonomy and they have to give up their space in order to make a relationship work with a man. And that's simply not true. You are still allowed to want space even if you choose to be in a relationship. Like, who came up with that? Who said that? Like, because you don't have to do that. And sometimes it's not because the man is nasty or he doesn't clean up behind himself. Sometimes you just don't want to have to talk to somebody when you come home from work. Sometimes you don't want to have to share your bed because truthfully, sleeping next to a man every night is not ideal. Like, it's uncomfortable. And sometimes you just don't want to share your bed. Sometimes you don't want no man asking you what's for dinner. Like, because either way it go, men are needy. They're gonna need something from you if you share a space with them. And some women just don't want that.
Sometimes I wake up and my boyfriend just immediately pisses me off. Like, I'll find a crumb on the counter from last night. Boom. Whole day ruined by 8 a.m. And I'll be online looking for apartments by 8:15.
Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Miss Kafwe. So ladies, a lot of women don't want to live with men anymore. A lot of women are choosing to live alone. You can't gaslight them enough to live with men. Hey, and it's getting crazy. The numbers are crazy. The remarks are crazy. The reasons are valid. And we're going to hear it all in this video. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video and then I'll be back to give my take on it.
Guys, I have to speak my truth. I never want to live with a man. Ever. I don't ever want to do it. Not if we're in a relationship, not if we're engaged, not if we're married. I don't want to do it. It just sounds like an overstimulating nightmare. Like, imagine you come home from work, a stressful day at work, and you open the door and you see another person just sitting there. That sounds so mean, but like, I don't want that. I don't want that. I feel like we should be able to live in the same building, but different apartments. Because then I can see you when I want to see you, but I don't have to see you every single day, 365 days. I don't have to see you, bro. We can interact and then we can be like, okay, I need a break. I can go to my place. You go to your place. You play your stupid video games. I watch my movies. I relax. I read my books, right? I just like don't want to... I just don't want to live with a man. And people are like, won't you get lonely? No. I've lived by myself for almost 5 years. No. And then when they're like, oh, but like, you don't want somebody to hold you at night? No. I get really hot when I sleep. I don't want you to hold me. It's actually really bad for me if you do. Because then I'll break out in a full-blown sweat. And we're both awake because you thought that I peed on you or something. But in reality, it's just me sweating literal bullets because you are on top of me. Get off of me. Get away from me. I don't like that. Maybe it's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm like avoidant. But like, I don't like that. I need my space. I need my space, okay? I need space.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't see myself ever really living under a roof with a man. I really don't. I feel like I'm already signing my life away doing that, and I'm gonna explain to y'all why. Once you move in with a man, or a man moves in with you, now all of a sudden he's gonna want you to do everything for him. Let's be for real. You're gonna have to do the cooking, the cleaning, his laundry. Basically, you're like his new housemaid, bro. You have to do everything. And I just don't see myself doing that for a 50-50 relationship. I'm so sorry. I'm not. And I hate to be the one to bring up this topic again, y'all, but I'm not doing it. The only way I can see myself living with a man, on God, if he's paying for everything. He's got to be paid for all the bills and giving me some money or something. And then we might could figure something out. But other than that, I'm not doing all of that for nothing in the bare minimum. No way, Jose. I can do all bad by myself, honey. And I don't care how y'all feel about this conversation. It's my opinion, point blank, period.
I am 28, almost 29, and I realize that I don't want to live with a man anymore or again in the future. I literally have been living with guys since I was 21, starting with my first ex-boyfriend, then my second ex-boyfriend, and then this situationship guy that I was with for like 2 years. Basically, just to summarize, I realized that I don't want to have a second job cleaning up after someone, cooking for someone, cleaning all the dishes all the time, doing their laundry, folding their laundry, and basically being like a mommy maid to them. Almost all the guys that I've been with have all kind of been like this, where I end up taking care of them or like managing a lot of their household responsibilities. And I just realized I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I just want to focus on myself. I want to do what I need to do for myself. You know, I'm a very organized, clean person. I cook, I clean, the house stays clean the rest of the night. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm not cleaning up after anyone. I can just do what I need to do, and there's no extra work that needs to be done. I also like focusing on my own hobbies and doing what makes me happy and progressing with my job and my life and my growth. I just feel like right now being with a guy isn't conducive to that. Unless, you know, it's a guy that we have similar values and goals and everything, but I haven't met a guy like that yet. But basically, I just think I want to live alone for a long time and kind of just like stay away from dating for a little bit. And I don't know what's going on, but I feel like a lot of my friends and people that I've talked to or know have similar feelings, so.
Baby, I don't need to be up under my husband all day long, because I'm gonna be looking at him just getting mad for no reason at all. You know, just looking over at him, just sitting on the couch, looking at TV. I'm just gonna get mad. So, whatever he's doing over there, he can sit on that couch all day long. I'm okay. Because I can go over here and sit on my couch all day long.
Yeah, all day long.
And I'm a happy camper. We happy when we see each other. Hey. But going over on your couch, and I'm over here on my couch. Thank you very much.
This is the one. This is the one. When I tell them I never want to get married, they are fine with it. However, telling them I don't want to live with a man is where I see the shift in behavior. Facts. I've never wanted to live with a man. Never. Every single one of my relationships was together, living apart. I grew up as an only child. I've never had to share a goddamn thing. I have a routine. I have a schedule. I like to have my place be a certain way. And honestly, I do just kind of have these modes where it's like, I'll have clutter for a little bit and then I don't want to see clutter anymore for like a really, really long time. And I just like my space. Like, honestly, I just like my space. I tend to not be the clingy one in a relationship. I'll have my moments where I'm clingy, but I tend to not be the clingy one in the relationship. And it's funny because I literally just had a man tell me, he was like, me and you would never work out. And that's the reason why he said that it would never work out. And he literally told me, he was like, I would want to live with you and I would always want to be up under you. Like, I would always want to be up under you. And I'm like, yeah, that's why we couldn't work out, because I don't want someone that wants to be up all under me. I like having our little thing, having our little time, and then we go our separate ways. I don't want to bring it when we're coexisting together under one roof. I just can't do it. And once you understand that most relationships, most marriages are 50-50, you really understand why they take it so personal that you don't want to live with them. And also it forces them to be held accountable to be responsible for their own domestic labor. Like, we won't be living under the same roof because I'm not just going to be cooking for you and cleaning for you and doing all this stuff for you and allowing you to have access to my body whenever you think that you can have it. So this is actually a really, really good point that you mentioned, because yes, that is the shift. Personally, I believe that marriages and relationships will last a lot longer if men and women didn't live together.
And let me tell you dumbass bitches something else. Nice guys don't need a place to stay. Talking about that nigga tricked you and now you got him in here with your kids and he done bit through your motherfucking finger. Bitch, nice guys don't need no motherfucking where to stay. Nice guys got a motherfucking job. Nice guys know other men who could get them rooms or apartments, or they got homeboys they could be roommates with. Nice guys go to their mama house because they make money and they can pay their mama bills. You hear me? Nice guys don't need nowhere to stay. If he can't go to your mama house and he want to move in your shit with you and your motherfucking kids and he not the daddy, bitch, he not a nice guy. He don't got nowhere else to go. I'm tired of you bitches getting on here acting like y'all giving us groundbreaking advice. Never let a man move in with you. Bitch, we wasn't doing that, no way. I'm at this nigga house screaming and hooting and hollering. My house clean and safe and protected. You're a dummy, bitch. Don't get on here trying to give us advice because you just now figuring that shit out. 3, 4 kids and 40 years old later. Bitch, I could be 12 and I wouldn't let a nigga move in with me. Bitch, when I was 12, my daddy wanted to move back in with me and my mama. And I said, mama, don't do it. This is a girl's house. Y'all let these dirty ass niggas come in your house and fuck everything up. We had a nice thing going. We had a nice thing going. Now this nigga in here, and he want to watch the game and walk around huffing and puffing and dirty. Bitch, you trying to hurry up and cook for the nigga knock you upside your motherfucking head.
You mean to tell me that women have men living with them and these men are leaving shit stains on the toilet, piss all over the floor, stains all over the sheets, smelly shoes and smelly feet and toe jams and snoring and CPAP machines and caulking up coal in the middle of the night and waking up choking and just walking around making noise, slamming doors, slamming cabinets just to have a man living in your home? Oh my God, that sounds like a nightmare. Oh my God, that sounds like a complete and utterly nightmare. There's no way I could.
Y'all, can we talk about cohabitation, and can we talk about how so many women have got to the point where we're like, we don't want to live with you. We don't want to live with you. That's not what we want. And we don't want you to spend the night over here. You need to go home. You need to call somebody, get you an Uber, get you a Lyft, and you need to get on up the highway, right? Have we really, y'all, we really have gotten to this point where we are so comfortable making our own decisions, making our own money. We have our own homes, apartments, everything decorated. How we are living our life. Y'all, we really don't want to live with these men no more, do we?
When you're living in the same household with a man, there will be unnecessary noises. Unnecessary noises. Talking, going to the bathroom and hearing it flush constantly, burping, coughing. What's for dinner? What's for dinner? I mean, just unnecessary. So before you get yourself into that nonsense, you have to ask yourself, do you really want that? Because your peace it's more important. It's more important than some damn man. A man is not important. It's not. It's a want if that's what you want, but it's never a need. Don't you want to go shopping? Don't you want to get your nails done? Don't you want to just walk around naked and you don't have to feel somebody's watching you, it's just you? Don't you want to eat? Don't you want to just do nothing? Can't do that with a man. Can't do that. See, listen. What's that noise? Oh, no men. See, that's what I want to hear. The only person I want to hear is myself. And at times I go mute. See, you have to really think about that. Your peace is way more important than a fucking man, for real. Now, if that's what you want, you can do that. But just make sure you are the priority, not him. If you still want to deal with them. For real. But I'm telling you, when y'all start living together, unnecessary noises. I don't want to hear a damn thing. I want it to be a library at times. What a man is not. It's not going to be a library anymore. So, yeah, really think about that. But if you do end up, living in the same household with a man, just make sure you're a priority. You have to always act like you're single, mentally, because they are. Bye, have a good night. When you start living alone for a long time, for a while, it will be no point to have a man in your home. Because you start thinking back on how loud they are, how just inconsiderate they are. Like, why do men come in just loud? Why do you want everyone to know that it's you that is arriving? Why do you have to walk in the house with your shoes on? You don't think about, hey, let me take my shoes off because I don't want to dirty up the floor. No. Why do you come in just talking? Why can't you just come in quietly? Why do you have to walk in saying you're hungry or man, I had a long day? Who cares? Why do men feel the need to just burp constantly and don't say excuse me? Why do men believe they can just fart and think their fart smells like roses when their body is complete shit? It smells like death. I don't understand why men think they're so grand. Nothing grand about their entrance, baby. That's why I don't understand the point of having them in your home unless you want them to work, whatever you need done in the home. Even then, you need to sage that bitch. You don't want any scent, smell, energy inside your home as a woman. You don't. The only scent you need is yours. The only energy you need is yours. Now, if you have sons, that's different. It's a different thing. It's not the same than having a grown-ass man in your home. It's not the same. A grown-ass man is like a bed bug that don't want to leave.
I'm convinced men and women are not supposed to live together. I don't know who came up with that. You know what? Yes, I do. Men came up with that because they benefit more from living with women than women living with them. Like, a woman who lives with a man is more than likely going to have an immense amount more of labor than that man that she lives with. And I just can't do it. I just can't do it. And I think the women with the best relationships and marriages are the ones with husbands who are okay with women living separately from them. Now, I know the economy is crazy, so even if they do live together, maybe she has like a she shed or she has her own room, but living up under a man 24/7 like would drive me nuts. Like, I couldn't do it. And I don't know who came up with it and told us that that's how we have to live, but they were absolutely wrong when they came up with that, because no way.
You cannot tell me that we as women are supposed to live with men for the rest of our lives. Like, you cannot convince me of that. Because the way I feel and the happiness and joy I feel living alone is unmatched. Like, I've lived with roommates before. I've lived with female roommates, and that's fine. I could probably do that. But I could never live with a man again. Like, I couldn't. I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, they just always eventually drive me insane. I always feel like they're invading my personal space. They're always, even if a man is like pretty clean, I just always feel like they're ruining the aesthetic of the space, like no matter what. Unless they're out of the house like 99% of the time and they really don't contribute to the overall decor and they're not in the house very much, I could never live with a man again. It's either I'm gonna live with a female roommate or friends, girlfriends, or I'm just gonna live alone for the rest of my life. Any other girls feel this way?
Stop living with y'all boyfriends. Stop trying to move in with men. I know bills are high. Figure out how to get some more money, but don't do it.
Every time I hear about one of you young girls moving in with your boyfriends, y'all be ready to move him right on out. Or you're moving out. It's rare that it actually works out. If you're not engaged, I don't even understand why you're under the same roof. If you feel like it's the necessary step for you financially, go back home. Go get a roommate. Stay in a hostel. Don't live with that man. You're going to devote a lot of your time trying to keep him happy in that house. You're going to be wishing you had your own space. You is going to be so upset when he throw his socks, his underwear on the floor. And y'all can't sit up here and tell me, oh, my man is super clean. Y'all be cleaning up behind these men. I know it. Look at how y'all pick up the side pieces, or somebody dusty, dirty, baby daddy or ex. They be dirty all the way around. Yeah. Don't do it. Clean up after yourself. Cook for yourself. Let your man come through and hang out with you. Go over there. But if we not fit, if you ain't, go buy me a house and put me up in it. I can have my own apartment. Go buy me a house and present it to me and tell me this is my house. Other than that, we not moving in. We not doing it. No more DV in these apartments. No more splitting the bills with a man. We not doing it. No more having uncomfortable situations in your house because all his friends want to be up in there. And he telling you, take your ass in the room, put some goddamn clothes on. You ain't got to listen to him play the game. You ain't got to wonder what he doing in the bathroom. At least if he cheating over there in his own place. Not up in y'all house. Okay? I'm just saying.
Living with a man seems like a real life horror film. Like, I would work 3 or 4 jobs to not live with a man. Like, why would you willingly live with a man if you don't have to? God, no. Even if you are married to him or in a relationship with him, there's just no need to live with him. I know it's expensive and I know it costs a lot to live, but I would do everything in my power to not have to live in the same house with a man, because the amount of videos and comments that I see about women being sick of living with these disgusting men is just... They go in the kitchen and they leave all the cabinets open and it's crumbs all over the countertop. And if they do cook, it's grease and seasonings all over the counter and the floor. And they half wash the dishes and pee all over the toilet seats. And when they get out the shower, it's water all over the floor. And they don't put their clothes in the dirty clothes hamper. They put it beside the dirty clothes hamper. Like, oh my God, no.
I hate to ruffle a couple feathers, but I'd rather be a single mom than to live with a man. I said it. For one, that playing house is dead. It's dead. That only feeds your ego to the public eye. Folks be playing house and don't even be happy in real life. Save me that. Truth be told, life is much easier. The house stays clean. Ain't gotta worry about foot tracks coming in here. Cleaning that dirty tub over and over again. Not worrying about what the man doing while he outside. I wake up in peace. Me and my baby, we got a good routine going on here. It's just overall more structured in this vicinity without a man. No arguments, no petty jab. My water bill can be cheaper because I ain't gotta wash all them dirty drawers. And it's so crazy because men are supposed to make your life easier. But these men today, no, they don't. They want to be sit back and taken care of like a little princess. They want to have their cake and eat it too and do what they want. And so, eventually the man runs back to the environment that they're used to the environment where they're accepted and loved for all their flaws, where they can do whatever they want without being nagged at. It's just certain things I don't like to put up with, and that is shacking. I'm done. And to the women who men make their lives easier, please put that in the comments. I want to hear it. I need some hope on this side, because I do believe there are men out there. But the ones I've experienced, from here on out, baby, you're going to have your own place. I can come over there. You can't come over here because my baby lay her head over here. But it ain't gonna be none of that. We not playing house. No, ma'am. It's just more grown-up things to do in life than to do that.
Watch this video before you move in with that man. I promise you, I'm finna give you some real ass advice. Especially if you young as fuck in your 20s and it's your first time moving out, move out on your own. Don't move in with that man. For one, it's gonna cause so much confusion because you're gonna be naturally doing wife shit as a girlfriend. And then motherfuckers gonna start getting shit confused. Then another thing too, they nasty as fuck. Like niggas will leave shit around because they know you're gonna pick it up. They won't clean up after themselves because they know, oh, she gonna pick it up, she gonna clean it, she gonna clean that. And I get that, but like it gets to a point. You feel me? People get paid to clean up. I'm not getting shit to clean up. Like it gets to a point. And then it's like you don't even have a problem cleaning up. It's just the fact that motherfuckers just leaving that shit around because they know that you gonna pick it up. That shit is like, no, that shit make me not even want to clean up for real. Then motherfuckers be expecting you to cook every single day. I work from home. Just because I work from home don't mean I'm not working. I'm still putting in work. But motherfuckers be getting that shit confused because you work from home. Then let's get into the closet and the bathroom, y'all. Sharing a bathroom with a man is so fucking disgusting. Men are disgusting. They're fucking disgusting. And then the closet, it's like as soon as you organize your closet, that bitch is right back unorganized because the man don't know how to put shit back where he literally found it. He just put the clothes on and leave all the rest of the clothes on the floor. Don't move in with that man. It's stressful. It's stressful. It's stressful. Then you're gonna be pressured to have relations all the time, and it's like you don't even be in the mood for that shit half of the time because you done cleaned up and fucking cooked and all this extra shit, and motherfuckers can't understand that shit. It's just too much. That's why I say if you are young in your 20s, do not move in with no man. It's so stress free when you live alone. Like, do not move in with no man. I done lived through that shit, y'all, and it's not what an average 20-year-old want to be doing. I promise you, it's not. You gotta at least find a man that's gonna clean up after himself. That's the bare minimum you can find in a man, for real. Because if it's a regular nigga like they don't clean up after they stuff and you said their mama cleaning up, then you're gonna be stuck cleaning up. I promise you.
Divorcing a man means you can get a white sofa. Wanna know why? Because I don't live with a man. And a man can't ruin it. Only I can. But I won't because I'm responsible. Look, it's white. It's clean. And there's disco balls. And sassy pictures and garden gnomes and yetis and a PlayStation with no television because I'm petty. Anyway, look, I have yetis just everywhere and a cute dog and another yeti. Look at that. And you want to know what the best part is? I leave, I go to work, I work 12 hours, I come home, and everything is still clean. My bathroom always smells like potpourri. There's not a single public hair on the toilet seat. The toilet seat is always down because I left it there and it stays there. I make myself food, I prep it, I put it in a little Tupperware, and then I leave and it's still there. It's still there, unscathed. I buy myself special snacks. They're still there. They're still intact. It's great.
Ladies, never live with a man that you're not married to. And that's whether you want to get married or not. If you do want to get married, studies show people who live together or cohabitate before marriage are much more likely to get divorced if they ever get married. Living with a man is the thing you can do that will most significantly lower your chances of ever marrying him. There's another study in Forbes confirming it. And here are some primary research papers in case you want to do some research of your own. But long story short, every study from 2000 until this current moment has confirmed if you live with a man, you are much more likely to never marry and get divorced if you do marry. Whether or not you want to get married, you shouldn't live with a man because it makes you responsible for his problems in a way that you wouldn't be if you lived separately. Think about all the Reddit stories you've seen, or even just, the first episode of Insecure, where Issa is complaining. Her boyfriend lost his job and they live together, and so that just puts whatever portion of the responsibility on her. Even though he's contributing what he can from his savings, the stressor of having a partner who's been out of work for long term is incredibly high on you as the person who is now the breadwinner. That is, to me, a married woman's level of commitment. I see women on Reddit talking about this issue all the time. Maybe the boyfriend lost a job during the pandemic, or they moved in together to save money, and now he feels like he can take whatever risk in his career or like chase his passion project or whatever because you're footing the bills. This is ridiculous. He should not feel a level of investment like that from you when you're not married.
You can't guarantee you're going to see a return on your investment. You don't know if he's actually going to get anything out of this. And if he does get anything, you're not guaranteed a portion of any of it. So after you have worn yourself down, paying his bills and whatnot, he can move on to the next girl, marry her after 6 months, and she never had to struggle. You have invested in building this man up when you should have been investing in yourself, in your own retirement, or even your own peace and rest, because these women wear themselves out. I just saw a story of a woman on Reddit saying, she'd been with a boyfriend for however many years. They both lost their jobs in tech during the pandemic, and he said, I want to transition out of tech because I feel like this our area that we're in is going to be phased out in the next few years. She foolishly said, I'll carry you for a while. And he's been laying up on her sofa for 2 years playing video games and doing nothing productive. And she's like, and I have stopped doing all the things that I used to do. I can't afford to pay for my hobbies. I can't get my nails done, my hair done. All the money has to go for bills. And he's living the life of Riley. He hasn't cut back on any of his social expenses. That's what happens when you live with a man you are not married to. A lot of men just use it as a free ride. And if they are developing themselves, trust and believe they're doing it for the next woman, not for you. I have pretty much never seen that have a good outcome. Do not support any man through a major endeavor, law school, medical school, graduate degrees, etc., unless you are married. And even if you're married, you need to have a financial agreement on paper about him paying you back for that. Because you don't want to be Betty Broderick, you don't want to be the girl, the first wife who made all the sacrifices while the second or third gets to come in here and reap all the benefits. That happens too. Men will marry placeholders, and she'll hold down the fort while he's in pharmacy school or studying for his medical boards or whatever. And the minute he elevates to the level where he's actually making the money of the career he's been studying for this whole time, he goes out and gets the trophy he never could have afforded on his own. If a man lives on his own while he's in a relationship with you, first of all, he has much more of an incentive to make things permanent with marriage if that's what he intends to do. My parents always tell me a man should not have the privilege of seeing you around the clock if he's not your husband. And it's true, He's getting to go to sleep with you, wake up with you, etc., without having any skin in the game. He's going to take you for granted. It's just human nature. It also sucks all the mystery out of the relationship. He gets to see, which is not to say that if you were just dating, he wouldn't get to see you without makeup and whatnot, but he gets to see you all the time. He gets to see you in your off time, lying around the house. It also restricts your own ability to move, to live your life how you want to live it. Again, it's giving him husband privileges before the time, because if you were single and living independently, even if you had a serious long-term boyfriend, you don't have to let him know when you go out and stay out with your friends till whatever time, or, he doesn't have to be in your business if you decide to rot in bed for a few days. You can do what you want to do when you want to do it, and you don't owe an explanation to anybody for anything. You should never give up this portion of your life. It's such a blessing because most women have women of older generations never had the opportunity to live by themselves socially and legally. And now we have this chance. Take full advantage. Don't give up one iota of your time that you could be independent. And the truth is, women do, by social pressure, end up doing most of the domestic labor when they live with men they are not married to. So you end up doing cooking, cleaning, etc., that you otherwise would not have done. And it's very easy for a man to manipulate things in his favor. So even if he's not getting whatever out of you financially, he is getting something out of you domestically. Your labor is worth a lot. So you're paying to get more work because you're probably splitting the rent or whatever, which is another crazy thing. He's reaping the benefits of an in-home maid, an in-house cleaner, chef, all that. He has in-house sex. And what are you getting? Nothing but used up, a greater risk of pregnancy and disease, and, exhaustion. Living together as a woman will never serve you. And I'll be honest, I completely believe that you are single until you are married. As my friend A.V. Perkins says, dismantle the boyfriend industrial complex. Like, it is crazy as an adult woman in your late 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond to have a boyfriend, a long-term boyfriend. That title means nothing legally. It entitles you to zero legally, and yet he has exclusive access to you. That's crazy. You should be independent, because part of the reason is, what if you meet somebody else? Somebody can meet you today and have more serious intentions for you than somebody who you've been talking to for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, some of you. And if you're living with someone, even if you met a better prospect, it's that much harder to extricate yourself from the situation. If you live by yourself, you can just say, okay, well, I'm done now. Thank you ever so much. But if you live together, it is a very serious thing. You've merged your things. Now you have to divide your things. You have to find a new place to live before you can even consider something else. And then men feel very entitled. They feel very much attached, like they own you once you've lived together. So he's not going to want to let go of his free maid that easily. It's a lot of back and forth when if you didn't live together, you could say, we're done now, and hang up the phone and never have to see him again. Most women go into cohabitation hoping it will lead to marriage, hoping that once he's lived with you, he can't live without you. That is asinine. Not only do the studies bear out the fact that that is not true, just common sense will tell you if he thought he couldn't live without you, he would have already locked it down. But you don't need to keep giving him more of what he doesn't value in order to secure him. Okay? If he wasn't sure before living together is not going to trigger anything in him except disrespect, because he knows you're willing to settle for less. Why would he ever give you marriage when you've already shown him he can have all of you without it? He's not. And finally, to the financial argument, a lot of women come with the, oh, well, I'm saving money because we live in such an expensive city. I don't care if you live in New York, LA, DC, Miami. If it's that expensive, get a roommate. Get a side hustle, do what you need to do. But it's not really about saving money, because there are tons of ways to mitigate the cost of living in cities like that. You want to lay up under him because you think he's going to fall deeper in love with you and finally take you seriously. He is not. Find the next man who didn't have to test you out for endless years before he knew he wanted to commit, okay? Because as mad as you think you are now, you're going to be much madder when, after he has drugged you along for multiple years, he marries the next girl who he didn't live with after only a few months or a year. A lot of women don't like that phrase, if he wanted to, he would, because they think it has something to do with them. It means if they had been more worthy or something, he would have. It just means men do what they want to do for who they want to do it for. And just to clarify, their love is most oftentimes not based on anything real or tangible. It's not like he's saying, oh, she has a PhD. I love her. This woman speaks 10 languages. Oh, I love her. No, it has some bullshit to do with who their friends like and who they think is sexy or who looks most like a celebrity. It's stupid. But the point is, if he doesn't feel it for you, he's not going to feel it for you. So move on to a man who does. That's it. Like and follow for more.
Let me tell you something, ladies. I don't think the issue is living with a man. I think the issue is the type of man you're living with. Because some of us women are having it easy living with men, and some of us women don't want to live with men because the wrong type of men lived with us. And if as a woman you've been single for a very long time and you've lived alone, you've tested that life, the last thing you always want is living with a man. Like, the last thing you even want is a relationship. You don't even look for it, and here it comes. That's how it works. But if you're desperate for one, blah, blah, you'll always get into it. And I think the women who are choosing not to live with men have had bad experiences, and their experiences are very valid, by the way. But there are this kind of men, and I know you won't believe me, who won't make your life hard. They are good men. They are good men. Let's be positive, by the way. They are good men who won't make your life hard. And a lot of women keep this kind of happiness and security because you tend to keep your happiness, because a lot of women are jealous. A lot of women will ruin it. Your in-laws will ruin it. People around you will ruin it. Other men will tell him that, oh, why do that for a woman, blah, blah. That's why a lot of women don't speak about this, but they speak about the negative things. That's what I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is just my opinion. But you can't sit here and say that all men, blah, blah. It's not all men, of course. I know they didn't mean that. But I want you to think about it this way. Whenever you're a new mom or a mom to a toddler or a newborn, a lot of women who are left pregnant always claim that if the man was in their life, it would have been so much easier. But at the same time, some of these women claim that the man not being around in their life made their lives much more easier, even being single mothers, which is very crazy. And they normally say that the hardest part about motherhood is the father. And that is very valid. If you have children with a man who has toxic masculinity, who cannot do the simple chores, who cannot support you through your postpartum healing. I mean, and I'm not saying you failed, but you hit the jackpot of bad luck. A lot of us women, yes, things went haywire with our children's fathers, but if that man didn't even support you during your postpartum healing, I don't know what kind of a man that was. Like it's I don't know whether I can even survive that. Oh my God! Especially the women who have multiples. Like how did you even do it? How did you get out of bed? Especially if you're a woman who had a cesarean section. And everything that this last creator Cecilia Regina says is so damn true. But the question I want to ask you is, why does this society insist so much on marriage? Some of us women have assets. Yes, you can also get with a man with assets, but some of us women, we see ourselves going far in the next 10 years, 20 years. And the man you marry is not the man you divorce. And these men will come for your things. They'll come for your assets. So some of us are very scared about this marriage. Yes, it's in our cards, but I know a prenup exists, but this does not exist anywhere. Remember, I'm from a third world country. This does not exist everywhere. I mean, why do you have to be committed legally? I know this comment will ruffle a lot of feathers, but that is my opinion. Personally, I don't see, not the need, but I don't see it as it's a spell that cleanses everything bad in your marriage to get married. If he's a shitty guy, he's a shitty guy. If he's a dirty guy, he's a dirty guy. Me, honestly, I always even think sometimes you need to experience these men firsthand before actually getting married to them. You need to spend 1 year close to them. I'm not saying that you move them into your house, even go to his place for weekends or something to witness firsthand if he's a clean guy. And as a woman who is in my second serious relationship right now, I'll tell you, men are very different. There are men, in my last relationship, I remember my ex used to pee on the toilet seat cover. You see the cover you drop down so that you can pee, or you can, he used to pee on it. He used to leave a strong stench of urine, you see that heavy urine, especially after they get drunk, and not flush the toilet. Oh my God, marry a man who minds you, marry a man who cares about you, marry a man who actually really gives a fuck about you and who actually loves you. And you won't see a man's love through marriage. I want you women to remove that out of your mind. First, look at this man, test him, know who he is, even for a year or two. Some of these men who rush these marriages are red flags. Don't be too excited. You'll sign away all your properties. Let me tell you something. Be very careful with this thing called marriage. Oh, you cannot live with a man unless you're married. Please learn him before signing those papers, because you'll discover that you signed your life away to be a servant, to be a housemaid. Right now, looking at Cardi B's situation, she was better off as a baby mama. Despite being Offset's wife, he still called her a baby mama. She would have been much better being a baby mama, because she will not have to go to court to defend her millions. She will not have to fight with this man. She will not have this draining divorce going on. Sometimes these marriages are setups. They are not blessings. I want you women to see it in a different light. They're not blessings. These people will tell you, oh, get married before having children, blah, 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 blah. And I get it. A man won't commit to you after he's had the benefits. I get it. But there are men who have intention. There are women who have gotten married after having kids and they are going strong until today. So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. I don't disagree with getting married before having children, don't get me wrong, but some of these situations are setups. Some of these situations end in premium tiers, a lot of money in divorce, blah, blah. You are better off even being a baby mama. You are better off keeping your freedom. What happens to the women who want children and don't want a man? What happens to those women? Anyway, I have a lot of questions regarding this topic. And I hope you enjoyed this video and this commentary. I don't want it to go so long. I can see it's already 7 minutes. So let's end it right here and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.